Now to wrap up the 2025 MHS conference, I'm honored to welcome Dr. Ferrara back to the stage.
Thank you, Sierra. All right. Thanks, Lieutenant Commander Nichols. And how about a hand for Lieutenant Commander Nichols? She's done an amazing job up here, keeping everything moving, doing all, not only, being the MC, but the moderator, going through those questions, fielding everything with a lot of really amazing speakers. So great job. I just want to thank everybody. What an absolutely great week. Did people get what they wanted out of MHS conference? Yeah. I certainly did. This vastly exceeded expectations. I think, this was number 2 in a row. This was a pivotal one because I think based on the success of this week's MHS conference, it definitely helps us be able to know this is an absolute must-have. We got to keep this going. This is the opportunity where there was just an incredible opportunity to exchange ideas, to network, to meet other people, and really to grow as an organization, as a team. So absolutely terrific. I also want to thank some other folks. I want to thank, again, Caitlin Prindle, who helped organize all this, many of you. And the rest of the organizing team, again, they pulled this off flawlessly, 10.0, so absolutely fantastic. And also for the city and the host here, the convention center, I thought everything went wonderfully. The food, the beverages, all the cleanliness, all the facilities were just absolutely great. So I thank the people of Cleveland and the staff here at the convention center for hosting such a great. And then again, when we look at, I think back over the week, it's hard to believe it, just in a few days, we think about those, how we, it started the week, we had Mr. Hurst here. How about those plenary sessions, Mr. Hurst? How about, can I hear it for Lieutenant Commander Dan Knassen? Wasn't that an amazing, yeah. Very inspiring. I don't think if that didn't focus what our mission is, then I don't know what else could have. It was just really moving and inspiring, and helps bring us back to the center of what the MHS mission is all about. And then it was great to hear from our senior leaders, the Surgeons General, the DHA director, the service chiefs from the Guard and the Marine Corps and Joint Staff to really talk about their vision, their priorities. I think again that helps folks when you go back out to your MTFs or to your operational assignment, wherever you go back to and you're executing your work. You kind of have that North Star. Your marching orders. The philosophy of your leaders in a way that is otherwise very hard to do. People hear me talk all the time about we live in 3 dimensions. Briefings and emails and so forth are in 2 dimensions. So not only when you have the opportunity to hear from people directly, you have the opportunity to ask questions, hear their answers. I really appreciate all the speakers, that their willingness to take candid questions. There was no plants, there was no filtering. They just, were willing to answer any question. So super appreciate it. And then again today, Scott Steele from Cleveland Clinic, I thought gave us a really fantastic talk on a person who's a leader both in the military and in the private sector, has that really great perspective on both. I appreciate, him being, sharing with us that perspective on we absolutely provide great care, world-class care, coming from a place that's one of the best medical systems in the world. But also talking about how what we talk about all the time with those priorities, how we want to support the warfighter, we want to sustain our skills, and we want to strengthen our chain. And then we finished that strengthening the chain piece with Dr. Woodson, talking about, again, how we're going to do force generation, how we're going to do, the workforce of the future. And I think that was really, again, really important and really helpful to help focus us on where our priorities should be so that we can ensure that we're bringing in the best folks, we're training people, and as leaders or mid-managers, we're figuring out what those next steps need to be so that when we pass the baton off to the next generation, we're picking the right people and we're training them the right way. We had all the breakout sessions. We talked about a lot of different things. We had everything from workforce well-being to interoperability, operational medicine, modernization, and others. I hope everybody had the chance to really sort of stretch their comfort zone, go to some things that they don't normally otherwise get to know a lot about, meet some new people, hear about some new things that we do. I think it was absolutely fantastic. We walking through, if you went through the exhibit hall, I certainly was blown away. Seeing the stuff that we do, whether you're at the DHA, whether you're at the PEOD HIMSS booths, just incredible stuff there. But one of the things that I have to acknowledge and be extremely grateful for, because we could not have had this conference without them, was all our vendors that helped support us to make this possible. So can we have a round of applause for our vendors? You hear a lot, these are resource-constrained times. We know that the ability to have these conferences, to have these opportunities to come together is being highly scrutinized, both on cost and on value. So I think there was an incredible amount of value this week that we were able to derive from this week, and the cost was kept manageable thanks to that support. So we thank them very much. And I'll wrap up by saying, the theme was the future of military medicine, integrated, innovative, and ready. I hope everybody is leaving here as excited and as inspired as I am. I feel like we really hit on all those themes. I'm coming out of here with, again, renewed optimism, inspiration, excitement. Every time I get to interact with the people that we have in the military health system, I know that we are in great shape. We spend a lot of time thinking about all the challenges and all the barriers, but all you have to do is come to a meeting like this and get to see our teammates, and you realize everything's going to be okay because we have the best people in the world. So I want to thank you all. Go back, keep doing the great work you're doing. I'll look forward to seeing you the next time we can get together, whether it's at the research conference or next year's MHS conference. But safe travels, and again, thank you so much.